All
right, and we're live. What's going on, man?
How you doing?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
So you're not quite family yet, but you're basically family.
I've been around a long while.
Yeah,
working on it.
Yeah. So I call you Sly, but your real name's Sylvester.
Yep.
So
like the cat or Stallone, whichever one you prefer.
I like Sly. It's more cool.
It saves people syllables.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people like to say the whole word Sylvester all the time.
Right.
So
it's a little tongue twister.
It can be.
Lie. Yeah.
It can be. I always used to hate the nickname Sly when I was younger, but I kind of just grew out of that.
Yeah.
So I always think like, oh man, you have to call me by my full name, Sylvester.
Right. Right.
And I grew up and realized that's just a silly notion to keep. If they want to call you Sly, at least it's worse than a lot of other names you can call me.
Right. Yeah.
So
I feel bad. Jenna's gonna be upset because she's my cousin and I didn't get her on before you did. But we talked about it. We amped it up. So it's like,
and that's the thing with Jenna. You gotta understand that she's not really that kind of a person who
she may not want to be.
It might take a little bit of actual coercing to get her to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure she'd sit in, but being on camera.
That's the other thing, like, because obviously there's a camera right there.
Yeah.
But like, people just get weirded out about it. Then you just get tunnel vision on a conversation. You totally forget it's even there.
And that's the thing about Jenna. She, I think, would try to do more than she really actually has to. Like, oh, I'm in front of a camera. I need to make sure that I'm perfect or whatever.
Yeah, so you sit there and look at it, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, oh yeah, she just
yeah,
and it's like, you know,
right.
You just calm down, have a conversation with the person, and then good to go. But it's like trying to get Chris, to go golfing. Dude,
and he needs to, because he would be. Here's the thing about golfing, man. It's like you get into it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
Or you start playing and you're like, oh, this is like really challenging. This is like a mental game. And then it's like, oh, like I have to swing like this. I have to shut my mind completely off to hit this shot.
Oh yeah.
Dial in 100% to get it like this. So like-minded people that like difficulty stuff like that takes the skill set, the physical skill set, plus the mentality of shutting your brain off.
Yeah.
I think that's where it clicks with people, and it's addicting. Not always, but it's one of those things, man. You're outside. You could also do the Topgolf thing, indoor shooting range, whatever. But it's so good for the mind to just shut it off and do it if you like it and if you have the time for it.
I mean, I will say that before I started getting into golf, and as you know, being the person who's kind of fueled that flame for me.
Yeah.
I used to think golf wasn't a real sport. I was that guy that's like, oh, all you do is go around, ride on carts and drink beer and hit a little ball around.
Yeah.
That's not a real sport.
Right.
And then, of course, like I said, you kind of flaming the fans, or, what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Fanning the flame.
Fire.
Right.
Yeah.
It kind of got more in-depth for me, and it was like, okay, so, yes, it can be just that, if that's what you want it to be. But, man, when you get that first chip on, or that first eagle or birdie,
oh yeah,
and I mean, you don't get them a lot.
Right.
Even as much as I've been playing, I still have only had like one or two in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But there's just something about that when you get it. It's like, okay, hold on.
It's that rush.
I'm riding that high now.
Yeah.
I feel like I could do this again if I just practice a little bit more, take it a little bit more seriously instead of, I'll just go out there and tool around a little bit. It's way more fun. And then with anything else in life, no one loves being bad at something.
Right.
You genuinely have more fun the better at the sport that you're trying to do.
Right.
It's not like you want to go out there and be the worst on the field or whatever, worst on the course. You have more fun when you're actually progressing, doing better.
Right.
I mean,
it sucks too at the beginning because, especially if you're not. I guess you do have to be coordinated as far as your ability to move, just your flexibility. You have to be kind of somewhat in shape. But that's the cool thing about golf. You can be overweight, you can be out of shape, and you can still play pretty dang good. I think it's just getting that swing down, getting that brush, when you're brushing the grass. And obviously, I love golf because your driving's one category, your irons are one category.
Yeah.
You can break your irons into a 3-category thing, branch out into your lows, mediums, and highs.
Mm-hmm.
Then you break it down even more, piecemeal it down to your sand wedges. The bugs are terrible in here, by the way.
No, it's okay.
Swatting or whatever.
They for some reason like my eyeball. I don't know.
Yeah, I had the windows open to air it out, so I'm sure there's a couple in here.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just cool because you're like, okay, I'm 60 yards out. I'm going to use one of these 2 clubs.
Mm-hmm.
And then the grass is different. Every golf course is different. Every sand bunker is different on every golf course.
Yep.
So there's like so many things that goes into it that I love it. I study like every course. I study every putt, pretty much every shot, unless I've been at like my home course or whatever, like where we play out a lot.
Yeah.
That's where you get really dialed in. Then you're like, okay, the wind's blowing here, and you're not worried about the wind too much, like when you're first playing. Yeah. Then you start breaking down the categories of the weather. I don't know. It just I get very like scientific about it because I love it. Just like I like playing billiards too. Like that's a whole other thing. You get your geometry, your physics.
Yeah, the way it bounces, the way you spin the ball off the bumpers.
Yeah. So
and I mean with golf, I will say, I mean it was a rabbit hole for me. Like I said, once you put me on like truly being able to play, it was like, I mean, all my social media now is golf videos.
That algorithm got you.
But it's something though that so you can choose to be in a rabbit hole or not.
Right.
I mean, if you're just doing it for the fun, scroll past that one golf, maybe the 2 or 3, then it resets it. But like, I genuinely am interested. It was that rabbit hole I fell, and it's like, wow, it was so much more than just smacking a ball decently. Yeah. I mean, there's, how much spin you put on it, how high you got to put it versus how, deep you got to put it, you know, like you said, the wind, and then, the grain of the grass. And it's just like, I started getting into it. I was like, it actually makes you feel better. Like once you start getting that down, like the science of it, because I can't remember which golfer it was, but he was doing an interview and he was talking about like the grain of the grass, the temperature of the day, how much dew is on the grass, you play at this time of day versus this time of day, you'll get this kind of result versus that type of result. And I was like, I would have never in a million years, without having someone sit down and actually explain this to me, I would have never put that 2 and 2 together. It was just like, holy crap, you can actually still have fun, don't get me wrong, but if you really want to do well at it, like there's an art to it. Perfect. There's an absolute art to it, an understanding of the science behind it. Like it's not just I'm really good at smacking the ball really far. Yeah. Like I mean, with my driving, I sometimes do really well, and then other times I can't get it 10 yards up.
And you're like a machine because you have to have that certain, like you don't want to go back too far. You want to have that nice pendulum swing, but you want to be strong enough to get yardage.
Yep.
But you don't want to slice it. You don't want to draw it. It's so fascinating to me. It's like archery, like shooting a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Or playing basketball, just shooting a perfect arch with your hands.
And I will
even
say,
hitting a baseball. I mean, it falls into those categories, but people tend to drift away from it. It's gotten popular in the last 20 years, 30, whatever. It's gotten really popular, at least in my lifetime. But it's a little expensive. It's one of those things where you got to have at least an hour and a half to 2 hours beginning just for 9 holes.
Yeah.
So it's like...
And that's the thing. I mean, it can be expensive. Don't get me wrong. Like anything in life, the money can easily be dumped into.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I was fortunate enough that I was given a full set of clubs.
Right.
So I didn't...
And you got some fire clubs, dude.
Yeah. I mean, my boss at the time was immaculate. Dude, he was just like, hey, I got an extra set I never use.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a whim. I just told him, like, hey, I'm getting into golf. I'm kind of enjoying it.
Right.
Take these. But, I mean, at the same time, though, yeah, it can be expensive. But, you buy a club here, you buy a club there. You don't have to go out and buy the whole set. Now, trust me, I get where you would want to.
Right.
But if, you really are trying to budget and still get into it, I mean, I've taken friends before and, like, hey, you're more than welcome help. You've let me... hey, borrow a club that I don't have.
Right.
And
that's the cool thing. And the other thing is like just golfing with different. Like I golfed with 2 of my buddies today from high school. Tomorrow morning I have a tee time with 2 other friends from high school. Yesterday I golfed with the same friend I did today, and his dad and his little brother. So like I'm always trying to. And then today I'm golfing with you.
Yeah.
So within the last week I've golfed with 8 or 9 different people.
Yeah.
And it's all like family, friends, cool people I know. it's just cool because everybody's got a different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn from every person. You have fun with every person.
Yeah.
And it just makes it more interesting. And it's a hang, man. That's the other thing. Once you get comfortable in it, you get in your groove. You could be doing bad. You could be doing good. You could do scramble, best ball. You could play on your own score. Today we shot. By the way, I was waiting until we got on the pod to talk to you about this. So we shot. So I changed holes at the golf course that we play at our home course. So I changed holes this morning. So I got there at 6:30 this morning. Changed holes, got that done. It's about 8:30, 8:45. I brought a stick of deodorant and a golf shirt, so because I knew I'd be all gross and sweaty.
Yeah, but I'm
changed
ready to go.
In the car real quick, threw on some deodorant, threw my golf shoes on. We played 18, and I forgot to make a tee time, so we had a little miscommunication with the guy up in the pro shop, but we got that figured out.
Gotcha.
So we went out, we played, we shot 1 over on the back with best ball. There's 4 of us. 1 over on the back, and we shot under on the front. So we got even. We broke even, 72 par. I've never, even with best ball, I've never gotten that good. And I've been playing golf for going on 15 years.
Yeah. And see, that's the best part about it.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
And we were getting bogeys, and I'm like, damn, man, we just got a bogey. But it's like, okay, hold on a second. Like, we've only played so much. We're playing best ball.
Mm-hmm.
You got 4 angles at it on every single shot. So don't stress, just have fun with it. It's a Saturday. I got the day off of work.
Yeah.
That's the fun part about it.
One thing I do love about golf here that I've, kind of gotten into, because before in the beginning, I was super, I guess in my head and super self-conscious about going golfing and stuff. Like, I don't want to go on a course and hold anybody up. But now, like, I've gotten more comfortable with it. I happened to run into some buddies of mine last weekend. We went to the golfing restaurant that I was going to.
Yeah.
And I just so happened, so one of my buddies that doesn't golf, he just wanted to meet for breakfast up there. And I was like, okay, sure.
Right.
I don't really have anything going on. And we're leaving, and I happened to run into a couple of buddies that I didn't even know knew each other.
Okay.
So, like,
That's
I had
cool.
one of my best friend's cousins, and they're both my best friend's cousins, the brothers. And then I had another friend from another part of my life that I didn't know. They had a connection. They were there to do threes. And I was like, man, that'd be really cool if I could go. They're like, you need a fourth. They just let me hop in.
That's
and
awesome.
luckily I live, pretty close or whatever.
Yeah.
So I ran down, grabbed my shoes, grabbed my clubs, was back in 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, it was awesome. We played the first 9.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, played it pretty quick, to be honest. But, that course, you typically
it's pretty tight. It's tight, but it's a cool setup.
And nobody's there is like super stressed out or anything. Yeah. We let a guy play through, and it was chill. It's just you gotta play. You can't sit there and spend 15 minutes looking for a ball. You gotta make a decision.
Mm-hmm.
But still, really chill, cool time we had. And then the first 9 came quick, like it's just dang. And then my buddies were like, "Do another 9."
Yeah.
I mean, I'm game. I have everything just kind of happened to work out. Like, and that's the best part about it. Is I'm hanging with people that I never really hung out with, not due to like we weren't friends or anything, just circumstances,
Yeah.
And the circumstances that allowed us to was golf. By a whim, even it was just wow.
That's
I didn't know that you guys knew each other.
Yeah,
and we're all gonna go play golf together now.
Right, and you just so happen to be there at the same time.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I wasn't great. I think I shot like 113, but
still, dude, that's okay. So I played Thursday. Today's Saturday, so I played Thursday by myself. I shot 18 over on the first 9 by myself.
Oh wow,
I was so pissed. And then I'm like, all right, dude, just chill out. Take it back to when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, learning the game, having fun with it. Because I arguably played better when I was younger during certain circumstances. Because I could break down the shot. I had nothing in my mind at that stage of life. I was just trying to play golf.
Yeah,
strictly golf. In my mind. So I shot the back 9 twice. So I shot my second 9, and I shot 9 over. So I dropped my score back down. But still, it was like, man. And then the next day, yesterday, I went out with my friend and his dad and brother. We shot 4 over best ball, which was by far my best score.
Mm-hmm.
And the previous weekend, I shot 5 over up at the course on the north side of town. So I shot 5 over last week, 77. That was by far my best.
Yeah.
Then yesterday on Friday, I shot a 76 at the home course.
Okay.
And then today we shot 72, broke even. So it's starting to get back down. My handicap's coming back down. So it's just exciting. And I'm gonna have bad days again. I always will. But I don't know. It's just fun.
I guess to me, that's one of the more interesting parts about golf is you can't really ever get so good that it gets boring.
Right.
Like you're gonna have, you know, a stretch where you're dialed in, you're right there every time, and then doing the exact same thing that you think you're doing, all of a sudden you shoot 18 over, and you're just like, what is going on? I've done this 100 times. Why am I going 18 over?
Oh, I know. Yep.
And that's why it keeps it interesting, because it's like it almost brings you back down. I mean,
it humbles you.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, basketball or football or something, you can get so good that this is just my personal opinion, but you can get so good that it's like I don't really have a flair for the sport anymore.
Right,
like
it goes away.
Yeah, the passion goes. But as soon as you get to that point with golf, it's like, hold on, no, you sir, humble yourself right now. Get back out there.
Right.
It's like I like that.
Well, and I like golf because it's got. And I hope we're not like boring all the people that hate golf, but all the people that love it are gonna love this conversation.
Well, and honestly, I kind of wanted to talk about that because
I want to get more people into.
That's
golf.
My thing. Like a lot of people need to understand. I even tried this morning when I went to the same restaurant again with another same buddy.
Yeah,
I'm like, dude, you will love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as uppity and just boring as you think it is.
Yeah,
it's an actual fun time.
It's a creative sport that allows you to have a conversation with somebody, get out there, detach from life.
Yep.
Literally get. I mean, I've seen people just they're a different person on the course. They shut their mind out and they're just chill. They're cool. They're having a great time.
Yeah.
And you're building a relationship with that person, and you're getting better at your golf game. I mean, obviously you want to do good.
Yeah.
And some people I play with, even myself sometimes, if it's like a competitive, kind of friendly, competitive meetup, you know, I'm not even like talking too much, but I'm still there.
Yeah.
But it's just cool because every day is different. The weather's different pretty much every day slightly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's a lot of variables because like basketball is, you know, the court's the exact same layout. It might look different in the stadium or whatever.
But you know you got this.
That's when you dial in like LeBron.
Yeah.
Like, or whoever. You know, that's I respect that. Baseball is a little bit different because the fields, like the distances for home runs are a little different. The stadiums are all different. That's what's cool about baseball. Football is pretty much regulation. The stadiums are a little different. But golf, dude, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
Because every course is kind of different. Like I've been watching the Masters and Live Golf and all that kind of stuff. And that stuff's cool because Live Golf is like its own thing. And the Masters is its own U.S. thing. But Live Golf is branched out. Like they've done stuff all over the U.S., I believe.
Oh, wow.
And all over the, you know, like different continents and stuff, like Australia. And I don't know. I know they've played in Australia, but a couple other places.
Yeah.
But it's cool with them because I don't know if it's a contract type deal, like with each player, but the Masters and the PGA, like the Masters is like the tournament for the PGA. The PGA has all these championships and cups and all that kind of stuff. But the PGA, you're locked into a contract and you're locked into a certain purse, where the Live, you can kind of climb up the ladder a little bit financially and have different sponsorships and not be locked into a system where it's like, hey, you got to dress this way, you got to do this, you got to be at these practices.
Right.
So I respect them both. And there's nothing like watching the Masters if you've ever seen it. The grounds, it's probably the nicest course in the world. Definitely in the U.S., I'd say.
Well, in all honesty, I used to find golf extremely boring to watch. But then again, this is back in a time when I used to not really understand golf. Right. It didn't make any sense to me. So when I go to that restaurant that I always go to, like they'll have golf on the TVs and stuff, and like I find myself actually like, oh yeah,
and learning from it too.
Well, like, and it's like that dude. That's
studying the shot.
Like Tiger Woods, man, that dude is a machine. And I, obviously with his reputation, everyone knows Tiger Woods is
he had some
monster. Fun. But understanding golf now and what it actually takes to do what he does, it's like
respect.
Holy
bow
cow!
Down. Like
you are not human, dude. There's just no way,
dude. I used to listen to videos of him. His dad would make him stay at the course until he got like either a hole-in-one or hit 500 shots of the same shot in a row. Just consistency.
I just watched a video about him. He was in an interview, and he was talking about how he would not leave the course until he hit 200 4-foot putts.
Yeah, insane.
Yeah,
like who does that?
Which anybody that's listening, a 4-foot putt sounds really not hard, dude. But it's not as easy as you think, especially when you have the green's different. You got a different line on it every time. 200 in a row consistently. You're
talking
insane.
hours. Yeah, just putting.
Oh,
a 4-foot putt,
and especially if you're starting over, like
that's
you can
half
get
a
to
pin
395.
high. Like you're just sitting there, you're figuring out your movement. You're like robotics. Like
you become a robot. You literally become an inhuman robot. You just every move is the exact same over and over and over, and it's. Like I said, watching, like I've been getting more into watching golf because now I understand what actually it takes. I'm not just some, per definition of the word, ignorant person watching and not understanding. I'm like,
well, and it's like with anything, you kind of just get respect for it after you see the work that's put into it, and then it's just, I don't know, it's a cool thing, man. I'm happy you're into it,
dude. Because it is not, I won't say consumed my life, but it has definitely given me something to do other than sitting at home and just not doing much. Like I would go kayaking and camping and stuff, but you can't always do that all the time. You know, financially wise, or you know, just time. Like I don't have time to drive 2.5, 3 hours away on the weekend. But I do have time to go drive 15, 20 minutes to the golf course, do a quick 9. And then, we got the driving range here. And so rainy days.
We got a lot of good places around us. So, but we've got a couple driving ranges. And what I like about that place that we always go to eat, genius, by the way, to have a, like, I'd say equivalent to a 3-star restaurant. Like, it is nice, kind of family-owned, real chill. Doesn't seat a whole lot of people, nice and intimate. Got a couple TVs, got your little bar set up if you want to go drink, whatever. But fantastic food. And I'm just curious of the ownership on that, because if it's all one entity, they're making bank.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's such a genius thing, because whoever's playing up the course, just walk down this aisle and you're in the restaurant. If you're hungry, go there. Like, it's not in the pro shop, you know.
Yeah, if you want to take a break.
It's the restaurant. Like, I know there's other golf courses like that, but there's not any around here that I know of like that.
Readily accessible.
It's pretty cool.
And I will say, like, one of the things I love about that place is I go there so frequently, and to your point, like, they're so, close community, small knit, family owned. I went in there this morning and I started ordering my drink or whatever, and she told it to me before. So I order every time I go, every morning. I order a water, a coffee, and a double tequila orange juice. Yeah. I got the water and coffee out, and then she was like, "Oh, and you want the double tequila orange juice, right?"
Yep.
Yes, ma'am, I do. Thank you. And it's like, they know you. They remember your face. Mm-hmm. They're always super kind there. I mean, the customer service there is always just fantastic. Yeah. I mean, the food is, in my opinion, one of the better restaurants.
Dude, that pork that I had, that pork chop.
Oh, yeah. I had it this morning.
Hands down. Dude, I could eat 3 of those.
Oh,
like, maybe not for breakfast, but like, dude, fire.
It's so amazing.
Good. I mean, it wasn't dry, nothing. Like,
and the best part about that is nobody likes pork chop sandwiches like I do. I promise you. Yeah. And I usually order, this is going to sound fat, but I usually order 2. I'll order 1 to eat there, and then on my way out, I'll order another one to go, because I'll take it home,
eat it later, warm it up, whatever.
The best part about that is that the point I'm making is you can warm it up and it's still juicy. It doesn't dry out. It's I don't know what it is, but that place.
I wonder if they infuse it.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Unless it's just whatever cut they get from whatever butcher.
And I was gonna say, before I go too far into it, I want to keep that their secret,
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't. It's like asking a magician how he does tricks. I don't want to know the secret, because then it ruins the magic for me. Right.
Speaking of that, I got a lamb leg on the Traeger right now. I've never had lamb in my life.
Really?
Never.
I was wondering what you had going.
So I cooked it on high, like 325 for like 45 minutes, because I was trying to eat like before he came out, but it's no big deal. So what I normally do if I have enough time, I didn't think I had enough time because I threw it on. Like, it's been about 3 hours now, so it'll be done roughly in like an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
But I can leave it on the smoke setting. Shout out Traeger Grills, by the way. Not a sponsorship, but great grills. But I got a little thermometer in there, so it's like I just fill it up with pellets.
Mm-hmm.
I cleaned it out today because it's got a heating element in there, and it's got an auger, so it's timed out with your temperature that you demand. So you can range it from a smoke setting, which varies between like 170 and 180 degrees. Then it goes from 180 to, I think 450 is the one I have. I think I have the Timberline version. It's a base model.
Right.
They have some that connect to your phone and all that kind of.
I was going to ask, are you that fancy?
No, we just got one, and my parents were running through like grills at Lowe's. Nothing wrong with them, but we grill so much, like 4 or 5 days a week, where like it was literally rusting out the bottom from grilling and smoking so much. So we just got a smoker, so we just like smoke stuff with that. I can't. You can grill with it, but it's like a wood fired grill.
Yeah.
But it's more of like a wood-fired conventional oven because it's all convected.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got heating plates in there, and it all convects perfectly up. Like it's really nice grill. But I was looking at them, I'm like, dude, we like talking to my dad because he's the one who bought it, and he's like, I just want the base model, so we got the base model. But it's so nice because like if I need to go to work, just put a brisket on there, smoke it for 8, 9, 10 hours. Just make sure you got enough pellets. You know, clean out everything before you go. And just, it's hands-free. It's nice.
That is nice.
But we still have that propane grill, which I use that at least 3 days a week.
Oh, I mean,
if
you run out quick.
I always have a tank on site, too. So, like, if I don't have to go into town and get a tank. But it's just nice. I don't know. I like it. I'm a nerd about grilling and stuff. Because I'm not really, I can throw down in the kitchen, but not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jenna can throw down in the kitchen.
Yeah,
she can make some really, really good meals.
Yeah.
I can't really do that. I don't like to follow recipes. I just kind of make my own thing up when I'm marinating or grilling or whatever. But it's just cool. And I'm excited to try that lamb because I've never tried it.
I can't. That's surprising. I kind of would have figured you would have tried lamb. Lamb is, depending on how you cook it.
Does it taste like deer at all? Does it have that kind of venison taste?
I wouldn't say it has the same kind of like taste necessarily. Now, like I said, depending on how it cooks, it kind of has the same texture.
Yeah.
A little bit, like
it's not really like chewy, but it's
also not chewy. Like I don't know how to explain it too well. Like I don't know. I guess like you're gonna have to find out.
Yeah.
It's one of those things.
I'm excited, dude. It wasn't that much. I think it was $10.
Here in town?
Yeah, I got it in town.
Gotcha.
$10. It was marinated, and it was $10 for 3.5 pounds. So it's actually pretty good for lamb. I thought that was pretty good. A couple weeks ago, I did salmon. And I smoked, dude. I'll like, okay, that's $15, but I'll eat it like every other week or something.
Yeah.
Like, because it's a lot of money, and I can eat quite a bit of food. So I got 1.5 pounds salmon, and I ate it in one sitting because I'm just
okay.
Well, I'm also trying to bulk too.
Oh, so, that's fair. You do a lot of working out.
Yeah, but I buttered it up. I kind of cleaned it off, and then I was kind of like hitting it with a knife to see if it was just falling off. And I'm like, okay, it's done. And put a little bit more butter on top, brought it in the house, wrapped it in tinfoil, let the butter kind of just marinate over it, seasoned it up. So good, dude.
You like tuna at all?
Yes.
Dude.
I really like tilapia and salmon. Never had I've had lobster and I've had snow crab one time. But as far as like freshwater fish, I'd say my top 3, probably salmon and then tilapia and then catfish. Fried catfish is really good.
Ooh,
with some tartar sauce, dude.
There's a place in Indy that has a really, really good catfish sandwich.
Is it St. Elmo's?
No. This is a little hole in the wall.
Okay.
This is a little hole in the wall. It is. Now you got me. It's right on the tip of the tongue. I'll tell you as soon as I remember it. But it's like this little hole in the wall that I used to go to, and I worked in. It was like my shop was right down the street from the restaurant.
Right.
And I mean, they have this massive breakfast that you get a plate of pancakes, a whole plate of hash browns, like it's just a bunch of food.
Yeah.
For like $12.
Wow.
And it was all good. Well, we started going there for lunch,
mm-hmm.
and they have this massive catfish sandwich. I mean, bigger than the bun
like
itself.
The bun's like it's like a pork fritter.
Yeah, exactly.
Tenderloin or whatever.
You can put cheese on it. They can give you tartar sauce, but I'm telling you, bud, it was like I said, for being a little hole in the wall somewhere
Right.
you wouldn't expect.
That's where the fire is, man.
I'm telling you, man.
That's where it is.
And I'm talking like it. You would pass it.
Yeah.
If you didn't know what to look for.
Yeah.
You would
That's the
absolutely
thing
pass
about those, like, and there's a lot in town too where we live. I'm sure there is. I mean, I know some. I'm not going to say them out loud.
Man's Grill. That's in Indianapolis.
Okay.
Man's Grill.
Okay.
Shout out to Man's Grill. There's no sponsorship here, but dude, I'm telling you, you take $15 there, you're leaving there with the leftovers and stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Dude, I need to go out and eat more. I just save money, and I spend money on, like, just high quality food at the local butcher shop or the local store.
Yeah.
I quit buying stuff from Walmart, like, almost completely. I get, like, sauces and, like, coffee and stuff there, but their produce, man, I'd stay away from it because it's all, like, preserved like crazy.
Oh.
But I always go to, like, Aldi or the local shops, butcher shops.
Aldi.
I call it.
I was like, it's spelled the same way. But
I've been calling it Aldi as a joke because, like, the car Audi, like some people say Audi. It's like I have that little Audi outside. Yeah. I call it Audi, and I call it Audi grocery store because it's hilarious.
Okay.
So it's literally, I didn't even think about what I just said.
It just kind of rolled through the tongue.
Aldi, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I get all my produce there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
See, and that's, we live relatively close to there, so we typically only go to Walmart if, you know, it's a one-stop shop thing. Like, if there's something at Aldi that, or if there's something at Walmart that's not at Aldi, then we'll go to Walmart and just get some, like, our cat food, our dog food, stuff that you can't find at Aldi.
Get your oil changed.
Yeah.
Dude, it's crazy how much stuff you can actually do at that place. Like, I've thought about it as, like, a consumer perspective. There's a lot of stuff at that place, dude.
Well, I mean, if you look at the history of Walmart.
Yeah, the Waltons.
Oh, dude, that was absolutely the game. I mean, when they brought the pharmacy in, when they brought the oil changes and stuff in, like,
next level.
They started off as just a simple little
grocery store.
Mom and pop grocery store, and they just they had a vision, and that vision became the conglomerate that it is Walmart.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame them.
No, it's genius.
But, you know,
it's next level.
Do a little better, though, at caring about your consumers and employees. But
and I think they're going so well. I guess Aldi's doing the same thing pretty much. They have all the all the self-checkout stuff, which I'm like, man, I don't know about that. It's kind of efficient, but I like to have a conversation with somebody. I like going through, hey, how's your day? Like, and I do use a self-checkout, like, at certain stores if I'm just zipping through in and out. But I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's different. I'll grow to it. I'll get used to it. But.
Well, that's the thing. I have, like, mine's a double-edged sword here for that. So, like, I get it if the self-checkouts are 10 items or less. You know, like you said, express. Right. I come in, I grab a pack of batteries, a stick, like a thing of gum or something. I'm just zip, zip, zip right through. Mm-hmm. But they've got it so that nowadays, the person that's doing their monthly grocery shopping has to go through a self-checkout. And I hate to sound like an old guy here, but
it's a lot to bag up.
Well, isn't that what?
And it takes more time.
I'm not getting paid to bag. That's what the whole thing is. And I guess it's more so like,